Hello everyone, hello ladies and gents. Today we are doing the MalwareTrafficAnalysis04. Let's read the details and let's get into it. Here are the tools we can use. I have them all loaded down here as well. Well, I have most of them. And let's read this. The players. Tom and Jake are recent hires at your organization's security operations center. Due to their different personalities, they've earned the nickname Goofus and Gallant, after a cartoon from the magazine Highlights for Children. Tom is Goofus, Jake is Gallant. The story. On the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, Tom and Jake are working at a SOC. I'm sure they are. They're kids. Why not? Tom brought his Windows laptop to the office, and he plans to browse the web. Jake is hard at work reviewing alerts. Tom is using an outdated Windows 7 laptop for casual web browsing. Jake is using Linux when surfing the internet. Ooh, I have my hands together, but clearly they're not. Jake's holiday plans are set, and he's happy with the frozen turkey he purchased from the supermarket. Tom's more of a turkey enthusiast. He wants to hunt and kill a turkey for his Thanksgiving meal. That's kind of hardcore. To pursue his holiday plans, Tom decides to purchase a shotgun. He fires up his Windows laptops, connects to the SOC's Wi-Fi, and starts researching shotguns online. It's not too long before Tom's computer triggers some alerts for suspicious network activity. After those alerts, his laptop crashes. The aftermath. You're the supervisor for both Goofus and Gallant. The Goofus Tom will likely be fired at some point due to his poor work ethic. Jake is certainly Gallant, and he's still a relatively inexperienced analyst. You'll have to figure out what happened on Tom's laptop. You check Tom's machine and quickly find suspicious registry entry. It looks like Goofus infected his laptop. The SHA-256 hash for the file referenced in the registry is this long hash here. I'm not going to read that out. Next, you review the network alerts. Unfortunately, your organization is too cheap for any commercial intrusion detection system. Sad, but true. Fortunately, lower cost solutions have been implemented. You have access to snort alerts using the snort register rule set. You also have access to Suricata alerts using the emerging threat rule set. And here are the images here. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so question 1 and question 2 we're going to do at the same time. So what is the victim IP address? What is the victim's host name? So in order to find this, we can actually just go into Brim Security, and I'm going to put in the path and look for DHCP. And DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And what it does is it just hands out IP addresses to the hosts on the network. So what we can find here is something on our network is 10.1.25.199. And the host name is Turkey Tom. Now I know this is ours because this is also a private IP, and if I minimize this and go here, private IP, anything that starts with 10 dot is a private IP. So the private IP is 10.1.25, and the host victim's name is Turkey Tom. You can also do the same thing in Wireshark if you just search for the DHCP. Okay, question 3. What is the exploit kit name? So in order to find this one, we're going to go into Brim again. I love this tool. We're going to get rid of this guy here, and what we're going to do is we're actually just going to search for the event, or the event type alert. Now I've gone through a lot of this and I've analyzed a lot of these IPs, and one thing we're looking for is actually something right here, the BDEEP connectivity check. And what it means is that there's it's possibly malware. So if we just search BDEEP network Trojan, and I'll do that here, minimize this, open up a new tab, close this, don't need that. We'll actually see right here BDEEP description. Now if you've been watching some of my other videos as well, I've actually used this search in the past, and we're actually running into the same malware, the Angler exploit kit, but I'll show you how to find it anyway. So once you get to here, you scroll down, look at the exploit kits, and we will actually find the answer right here, Angler exploit kit. Now there's a whole bunch of these ones as well. Sweet Orange was also another exploit, and I think malware analysis number 2, but it's also showing up here again this BDEEP is showing up here in malware analysis 4. So, question 4. What is the IP address that served the exploit? Now I actually got really lucky with this one, because as I was setting up my workstation, I dropped the PCAP into Wireshark, or not Wireshark, sorry, Network Miner, right here, and I'll get to this in a second. And it actually showed up as an alert, saying affected files, desktop network miner assembled files 162.216.4.20, and there's actually an exploit on this connection called xburgle.by, and I'll go into that in just a second. And I can confirm it here as well, that this host is talking to our local infected host. So we know that there's clearly something there. On top of that, if I Google malware, the malware name, the xburgle D, and I'll show you the link here. Actually, I'll open it up here first to show you how I got there. So it is this one right here, spyware move. If we actually take a look at this and scroll down to the very bottom, we will actually confirm and see that Angler exploit kit flash.exploit.swift. So we can actually confirm that the Angler kit is actually coming from this IP right here, because we checked the malware that is coming from our image that came from our image here. Question 5, question 6, and question 8 we're going to do all at the same time, because all the answers are again like really close to each other. So I'll show you how. What is the HTTP header that is used to indicate the flash version? What is the malicious URL that redirects the server serving the exploit? And what is the fully qualified domain name of the compromised website? So in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to go into our Wireshark, and I'll clear this for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to search up the infected host, our infected host, which is 10.1, as well as the malicious IP address, which is that had the exploit, the Angler exploit, which is 162, and we saw that from the image before. And if we hit enter, we will see we have very few results show up, so clearly the answer is somewhere in here. Let's follow the TCP stream and see what information we can find if this wants to carry. Come on now, here we are. Come on, come on. There you are. HTTP. And right off the bat, refer at the top is right here. So that was question 6. What is the malicious URL that redirects the server to the exploit? This is the malicious server right here. And the reason I know is because if I type in solutions and keep hitting enter and enter, we will see it show up over and over and over again. Well, actually it only shows up once, but we only need it to show up once. On top of that, we're going to see what is the HTTP header that is used to indicate the flash version. If we just type in and search for flash, we're actually going to find the answer right here, xflash version, and there's the header. And there it is again if we keep searching for it. Now number 8, what is the fully qualified domain name of the compromised website? What we can do is we can actually take this, let's go back up to the top. We can take this solutionsbabyboomershopping.org and actually put this into Brim. And you will see we actually get, again, very few hits. And we know from the story before that somebody wanted to go shotgun shopping because they were hunting for turkeys. And sure enough, we have a positive domain right here, shotgunworld.com. So clearly all of these are connected. And we have clear evidence for it right here. So question 8 is, what is the fully qualified domain name of the compromised website? It is shotgunworld.com. Okay, question number 7. What is the CAPEC ID corresponding to the technique used to redirect the victim to the exploit server? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take our previous answer here, number 6, the solutions.babyboomershoppers.org correspondence header.javascript.js. And I'm going to see if I can export this out of Wireshark here. HTTP, pull this out, and sure enough, we can. It's right here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it in my working directory. You can see I've done this previously, and I exported a whole bunch of files that weren't actually necessary. And I'm just going to save this as header.js. What I'm going to do is, oh, I actually need that back. I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to cat header.js. And I want you to take a look at this first thing here called iframe. If you don't know, I'm going to pull this up real quick. An iframe is an inline frame. Oh, where is it? An inline frame is used to embed another document within the current HTML. So it looks like one website was compromised. This was inserted into the website, which is now redirecting users to another website to download the exploit onto their machine. So what I want to do is that I'm going to go to capec.org, and I just have the links on my other monitor here. And right here, I'm going to type in iframe. And sure enough, our answer shows up right here. CAPEC-222 iframe overlay. And that is the IPEC ID that is corresponding to the exploit. Okay, number 7. What compromised website contains the malicious JavaScript that redirect the user to another website. What is the variable name passed to the document.write function? Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to Wireshark. Let me pull up Wireshark, there we are. And actually, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to Brim, and I'm trying to figure out the shotgunworld.com IP address. And we can see right here that it's actually 64.34.173.208. I can also double check this in Wireshark as well by going to Statistics, Resolved Addresses. Give it a second, there it is. If I type in shotgun, 64.34.137.208. So perfect. We have the correct IP for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a search, and I'm going to search Wireshark for these connections. And here's the IP source, the shotgun.com, and then here's our infected host. We run this. We have a lot of things to go through. What I'm going to search for is I'm going to hit Control S, and I'm going to hit JS for JavaScript. And sure enough, it shows up. Fantastic. Now, what shows that it's actually the second hit we're looking for? If we follow this, go to HTTP, and if we just type in the word document.write, hit enter, we will actually get the answer right there. OX7F561E63. And that is our answer right there. So if I minimize this, and I go back to our Cyberdefenders, what is the variable name? XO7F561E63. It's our answer right there. So we have to go to the second hit in our Wireshark search. Question 10. What is the compilation timestamp of the malware found on the machine? Now here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to search for hours trying to download this malware. You're not going to do that like me, because that would be a waste of time. What you're going to do is you're going to go up to challenge details, and you're going to take this hash, and you're just going to put it into virus total. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go searching for the source code of the malware. You don't have to find the malware at all. We're going to go to details, and here is our answer right here. Creation time. That's it. That's the answer. Don't overthink it. 2007, 08, 01, 18, 16, 48. 2007, 08, 01, 18, 16, 48. That's it. Now, if you were me and you want to know what I did, I actually went to something called UX Underground. And I actually tried to download a bunch of malware. Or UV under, there it is. And maybe you did something like this. You look for Angler. Where are you? You go to the archive. Not there. Let me see where it is. Malware collections. You hit Angler. It's not this. It's not this either. It's just the hash. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. We've got, so this is number 4. I'm going to complete number 5 and number 6, and then that will complete this malware traffic analysis series. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.